Larry, I know you had a question for Coach.
Great. Thanks, Scott. Coach, it's just an honor to hear your wisdom over this time. Real quick, I think everyone on this call is a product of discipline and vision and working hard and doing all these things. What I want to know from you is, how did you celebrate your successes? How did you know when to take a pause and kind of sit in the present moment to let it all sink in and let everything kind of catch up to you? I'm curious that, because I struggle with that. It's like, you achieve something, it's like, well, I gotta get right back at it, and I gotta keep going. And I think you can get exhausted by doing that a little bit.
Well, that's a great question, and I'm probably the right one to answer it. I did a poor job of it. Okay, I did a poor job of it. And the reason I was wired too tight. I'm a very emotional guy. Yes, I do shed tears, not because I want to, that's just who you are. That's who you are. I used to be embarrassed by it, but later you learn to accept yourself as you are. But I think this, I lost the ability to enjoy a win. I'll never forget this. We beat Dallas in Dallas. Took 4 years to beat them. 4 years to beat them on a Monday night game. We're on the plane flying home. Carol traveled with me, and I'm not smiling. I'm like this. She says, "What's wrong with you? Aren't you going to enjoy the win?" I says, "You know who we're playing next week? I'm already turned up and on in regard to the next game, and it prevents you from enjoying and the emotion of winning. And in a way, enjoying the emotion of winning, when you learn to do it properly, releases the pressure so you can refill as soon as you get back on the job." The other thing that happened to me, and the reason I left the Eagles, is that I couldn't handle a loss. I'd lose the ball game, okay? Now, I couldn't get over the evaluation process of why I lost. And I was great at blaming myself. And there's certain things, if a running back fumbled, I'd say, well, if I hadn't called that running play, he wouldn't have fumbled it, and it would interfere with your preparation on Monday going for the next game. So that's why they use the term burnout. I didn't take time to enjoy the success and refill my tank. And then when I lost, the opposite was true. I couldn't turn it off so I could better focus on getting ready to do a better job the next week. I found myself at times on Friday preparing for another game, thinking what I should have done last week to win the last one. And that's a distraction and focus on getting ready to win the one Sunday. And that's probably the number one reason I had to leave coaching. It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And once you fall into it, it was for me very difficult to get out of.